What's up, guys? And today we're here on Fishing Planet. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I like to use while fishing. I just got to reel in this fish here. It's a big one because my hand's out in front. So I'm going to explain to you what's the things you should look for while fishing in Fishing Planet for tuna on the Japan map. I bought the $60 DLC. I'm currently level 62. I'm trying to get my daily level here. I've been following what Darth Sloan does, where he gets his daily level. Let's see here. That's a nice Pacific bluefin tuna, and as you see there, it gave quite a bit of XP. So if you hold here, you can see the buffers. It would honestly help if you were fishing with your friends, but I do not have any friends yet. So this is what I like to use for the tuna anyway. I like to use, the rider fin, or no, sorry, reef fin 5'5" max SE. I always use on this rod here the 7/0 purple trolling octopus, and then on this rod, which is the lighter one, I like to use a 6/0 trolling octopus because on the lighter one you can catch a lot more smaller fish, which over time adds up to getting more XP and more money. And the other thing you want to make sure you're doing is you want to make sure it's about 50 to 60 feet out, cast it out. And then, like I said, this is where you want to come on the map. Right here, you want to go right parallel this island. And if you look on your boat map, let me just start it, you will see this line. And you want to follow this line pretty much where all my markers are. So, right there, alright? Right there is where you want to follow it, where all the green stuff is. That's where I've caught all uniques and trophies. And the other thing is you want to be at a speed of 1. Also place a transportation buoy. And then just go at a speed of 1, follow that line. And another thing is make sure you're at the peak time. So you can see here, I'm not at the peak time. So you want to have the time right when it starts to get peak biting. And this will help you catch more fish because the bite rate will increase. And another thing is, when you're looking for a fish, I'm gonna wait for one to bite here. Your hand can either go on the line of the rod, or your hand can go out in front. If your hand goes out in front, that's usually an indicator of a bigger fish. So that's always a good sign when you're trying to catch the bigger ones. Here, in the other case, this rod over here is the smaller stuff. So that's like skipjack, tuna, and possibly albacore. Those fish tend to never have your hand out in front because they're not big. They're easy to reel in. They're only about 50 pounds, the skipjack tunas. The uniques are about 60, 70 pounds. So they're not very big compared to the bluefin that can get about 500 pounds to it's like 600. They get pretty big. As you see there, someone caught a trophy big eye tuna. And with a trophy, your hand usually tends to go out in front. So see here, I'm starting to deviate off the path a little bit, so I'm going to turn right. Just a smidge. I haven't got any fish on yet, which is a little bit weird. Another thing is if you have a really big fish, you'll sometimes see almost a bubble appear, and it's like the surface tension of the fish. So there's one of my markers. See that green marker? That's where I caught a unique before. So it's all luck when it comes to unique. And then see here how I don't have any fish on, and I'm towards the end. There's no fish on the radar because it's kind of glitched right now. But see here, I'm in the end, and there's no green stuff anymore, and I don't have any fish on. What you want to do is one of these corners is go to 12% and then bang a U-turn. And just watch your rods, because sometimes when you're turning around, the fish like to bite. So just always make sure that you keep an eye behind you. They could always bite. You see here, I'm going to try to line it up so I don't have to turn it all. No fish. Right here. So we're going to go pretty much right there is where I want to be. And then I come back here and just watch. What's strange, though, is the best type of day that I've caught the most. Oh, I can't even do it. The best type of day that I caught the most fish on is a day when there's a. Here we go. When there's a single peak time. And see, look, see how my hand's not in front and the other fish, my hand was in front? So you want to pump a couple times and then bring the boat to -1. And when you bring the boat to -1, you want to hit the anchor button, come down here, and you just want to fight the fish. And you see here, this fish isn't very big, so I can just put my drag up to 100 and rip it in. Some bigger fish, you can't do that, and you actually have to fight it for a very long time. Some of the fish I've fought for over 10 minutes in this game. And then, my hand's not in front, so this is a smaller fish, but still, this is my bigger fishing rod, so this fish should give some good XP. See, that's a nice big eye tuna. It gave a decent amount of XP, and you can also hit square to take a trophy shot of your fish. They look very pretty. Keep it. And then to cast out, like I said, 50 to 60 feet, just cast it out. And you want to have around 700 feet of line, because those bigger fish can definitely drag you out to 700. So if you don't have any more than that, they'll rip off your bait there, and you could lose your you could lose your bait or your squids, and you don't want that to happen when you're trolling. So yeah, this is how to get fish in Fishing Planet for the Japan map for tuna. And I will tell you the fish that you can catch along this area, as you see here: unique albacore, unique skipjack tuna, unique striped marlin, unique skipjack tuna, unique albacore, unique big eye tuna, unique big eye tuna, and then trophy Pacific bluefin tuna. They only go to trophies, so that's like a unique. And then you just want to keep watching. Also make sure you're in line with your marker. And to place a marker is very simple. You simply just come here, you hit square, and then this is how you would place a navigation buoy, and then this is how you'd mark a fish. Here we go. Here's a nice fish on. Nope. So sometimes they nibble like that, and that's a good reference. Sometimes they just do that, and you don't actually get the fish. So if you want to eliminate that from happening, just watch the rod. If the rod tip is like bend down for more than about 15 seconds, then you have the fish on. If not, then the fish is just there to nibble. That is my guide for the Japan map here in Fishing Planet for tuna. And I hope that anyone seeing this video would like to play with me, because I do not have anyone on PlayStation. This game is not crossplay. I wish it was. And I hope you have a great day.